I'm not a lawyer, but a 31-year-old Atlanta woman has just been charged for making a false call to 911, which resulted in the death of Atlanta rapper Young Scooter. Let me give you a quick recap to get caught up on this story.
So I don't actually know who this rapper is, but I have heard a little bit about this story, which I think is crazy. All right, let's check it out.
Last Friday, news hit that Atlanta rapper Young Scooter had passed away. According to Atlanta police, a woman called 911 to report seeing a woman being drugged without clothes on and some men with some weapons and some other stuff. Here is some of that 911 call.
So I'm not actually going to play what she played. I'm going to actually play you the full one. When I heard this 911 call and realized this whole thing was a lie and resulted in this man's death because she was jealous and wanted to end the party that was happening at some house. So she called the cops over there and she lied about everything in here. I was like, this takes a pretty evil person to actually do something like this. Check it out.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They hold the guns in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over, if they was fighting over drugs. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And then they started shooting. She had someone come over there, and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing the area.
How many shots were fired?
I would say 3. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
Okay.
All lies, by the way.
So I believe the girl is hurt.
And they're coming from 273 William Nye Drive?
Yes. And the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
Okay. Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away, and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like, she's trying to. They brought her. The guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked, and then he was fighting her outside.
This is crazy.
And then there was another commotion. She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now they're at the door, literally fighting. She's trying to get out. And he's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house.
So she's also alluding to him traffic. Like, this is insane. All right, so let's keep watching. We're back here to the last video. She's going to continue explaining.
Now, during a press conference, Atlanta police say that they came to the house after that call, knocked on the door was shut in their face, and then 2 men fled from the residence. One of those men, being Young Scooter, reportedly jumped a fence, and according to the medical examiner's office, the fence he jumped was a wooden one and somehow punctured his thigh, which resulted in him losing a substantial amount of blood and ultimately losing his life. And as for the naked woman that the caller said she saw was being drugged around, during that press conference, police said they were never able to locate her.
Was the woman injured at all?
So we were not able to locate a female.
You said a dispute started
Because she didn't exist, it was all a lie.
started in a car, a moving car. The dispute was
Outside of the residence.
Outside of the residence, and then a woman was drugged back into the.
That's what was reported. We have not been able to substantiate any of that, which is also a part of our investigation.
Over the weekend, police announced that they are looking to speak with the woman who made the 911 call, and then a woman named Demi Blanco, who's also apparently on a reality TV show, did an Instagram live claiming she's the one who made the 911 call. And now police have announced that the woman who made that 911 call has now been taken into custody and charged with transmitting a false public alarm, specifically if serious bodily harm or death results from the response of a public safety agency. Did you follow that? If you call police for a fake incident and police come and that results in somebody being injured or dying, you can be charged.
That makes sense.
You can be charged. This press release goes on to say that Mrs. Spence,
As it should
the
be.
911 caller, was wanted for her involvement in making a false 911 call regarding a person injured or deceased stemming from a March 28th incident, and she has been transported for processing. March 28th was also Young Scooter's birthday. So he passed
Wow.
away on his birthday. This is such a sad story.
Wow. Wow. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I tried to like do a little bit of research on this chick. As soon as I found out that she was on the show Baddies or was somehow related to the show Baddies. And of course, you have Krishan Rock there. If you know, Zeus Network, a lot of people. Yeah. That's all I needed to see is all I'm going to say. That's all I needed to see. I am curious, though, because what followed next was this picture of her mugshot. The caption here read, officials released the mugshot of woman arrested for making a false police call the night of young Scooter's passing. And let's see here. Woman who made police call night of young Scooter's passing has been arrested for making a false police call. Okay, cool. So mugshot right there. Consequences of her own decisions. I'm curious at how much time she can get, right? This was in Atlanta. Let's talk to Miss Coffee. Gonna hit our AI assistant barista up. Miss Coffee, how much time can you get for a false police report in Atlanta that results in a death?
In Georgia, filing a false police report is typically classified as a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 12 months in jail and/or a fine up to $1,000. Atlanta not guilty +4, find law +4, Georgia criminal lawyer +4. However, if the false report involves making a false statement to law enforcement, it can be charged as a felony, carrying penalties of 1 to 5 years in prison and/or fines.
Ooh. 1 to 5 years in prison.
Georgia criminal lawyer. When such false reports lead to severe consequences, such as a death, the legal ramifications can escalate significantly. For instance, in a notable Georgia case, Melody Ferris was convicted of multiple charges, including making a false statement to police after the death of her husband. She received a life sentence for murder and an additional 5-year sentence for making a false statement, to be served concurrently.
Mercy. Yeah. So it's about to get ugly for this chick. So we had a few comments here in response to this news of her mugshot. These comments come from the Shade Room. Top comment here says, I keep flipping back and forth between pictures. And so they can't believe that these two women are the same woman. Yep. Yeah, this is these. Did they get the right person? Right. Next, somebody else here says, hope they get her on identity theft as well. Identity theft. Why would they get her on identity theft? Oh shit. I'm hella slow for this one. That's funny. Oh, yo, it took me a minute. I was like, what did she do? Yo, that's hilarious. People responded back to that. LMAO screaming with the laughing emojis. I had to keep swiping back and forth. I'm like, damn, is that the same person? Somebody else here added, let's see. Makeup and wigs should be against the law. Here's somebody else who says, I'm glad I be natural 99% of the time, with the crying emojis, because who is this Savannah? This is a lot of women, man. This drastic transformation is a lot of women. And like I said in my last video, guys, where we were talking about the BBLs and natural bodies, so on and so forth, I'm not really strict when it comes to anything. I just think it's to what degree does the makeup change who you are. You know, a little bit of makeup, men don't really bat an eye. But when we're trying to figure out and we're doing double takes to make sure this is the same person, now you know you've taken it too far. Somebody else here added, and a catfish charge, then under the jail. Somebody else here says, baby, I did a 100-yard dash to the comments. I knew y'all were cutting up about the mugshot with the laughing, dead laughing emojis. Somebody else here says, man, the makeup and wig work wonders. And so a lot of people here mainly shocked about how crazy she looks here. So a lot of these chicks you guys see online, a lot of them. Guys, of course, I'm curious to know your thoughts on this.